Hey everyone, this is Jared Alper from Good Party, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about an important but oftentimes under thought out piece of the campaign puzzle, which is getting a campaign set up and off the ground and how to properly administer a campaign. Not always the sort of top of mind thing, but it is something that has historically tripped up campaigns, and it's something that really shouldn't. And we're here to try to help make that an easier process for you. And we have resources for it, and that can be found in your campaign dashboard in Good Party's AI Campaign Manager. And so we're going to click into that dashboard, and you'll see under the strategic section a section called funding. And this is really a checklist of things that myself and others on our political team have put together to help candidates get their campaign, and specifically the financial management piece of this campaign puzzle, off the ground without any stresses. And the way to do that really is just to understand the steps. And so we have listed out the steps as well as links to resources that campaigns can follow to get their campaign off the ground, filed with the appropriate agencies, and then install some best practices so that once you have gotten your campaign established, you can properly administer it so that you don't have to run into the headache of, putting all the pieces together every time a campaign financial filing comes due. So we've listed out the steps first and foremost to get something started. The first step is almost always filing for an EIN with the IRS, which is something that can potentially scare people off, but it's really, really easy. You just go to the IRS's website and follow the instructions for how to set up a political campaign entity. And we've included that stuff here as well for you. Once you have that, the door is open for you to be able to do things like opening up a campaign checking account. I almost always recommend to candidates that it's best to have a non-interest bearing campaign checking account just to keep your campaign filings nice and tidy. And importantly, also opening up a payment processor. And that is something that is really, really critical for candidates who are trying to raise money online. It's something that sometimes independent candidates in particular can struggle with because we, as an independent movement, don't necessarily have a WinRed or an Act Blue available to us. In this instance, I recommend companies like Stripe or Anodot, who I've worked with in the past and know will help support candidates. Generally, really, really easy to get set up and running once you have a bank account and you have an EIN. It's just about getting set up with them and then being able to set up an account, and you'll be able to connect it to your bank account and embed that donate button onto your website so that you can begin directing traffic there and raising the resources that you'll need to raise in order to be competitive. The last piece of this puzzle is just to make sure that you're really on top of campaign administration. And almost all campaigns have to do this. All of the information is very publicly available with your local board of elections or whichever agency is overseeing your campaign. For example, if you're running for federal office, it's the FEC. If you're running for local office, it's generally your local board of elections. But they will tell you the reporting schedule. They will tell you, what donations need to be reported, and also what the limits are and who can and cannot give. It's just really, really important to make sure that you're staying on top of this, putting together your limits and knowing exactly how much money you can ask for, and using these tools to make sure that you're staying on top of the campaign reporting periods so that the campaign stays out of trouble. I would refer back to this section in your Good Party AI Campaign Manager as you need to, not just to get set up, but also to make sure that you're staying on the right track. And as always, happy campaigning, and feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.